Okay. Call me crazy, whatever. I don't care. I look crazy. I am crazy. Okay? I had to go crazy to figure this stuff out. But here's the deal. Slap puppy. I'm crazy, but my dog loves me. So you want to figure out how to develop a telepathic communication with somebody else? As you're talking to them, mimic them. Mimic their voice in your head. Every thought, every word they say, I want you to repeat it in your head. I do, yeah. This can be your friends, this can be your parents, but here's the warning. See, and the stronger you understand somebody, like the more, like, honestly and stuff, the stronger the connection. You know, to where you can even access information they're not trying to give to you. But here's the deal. Mimic them. As they're talking, say the same words as they say them in your head. You guys will develop a telepathic communication. See, there's people that know about this. Probably your parents. Another thing. If you're a thinker like me and you get on that telepathic communication network, well, see, there's a lot more in the world going on than anybody will ever teach you. You know, they theorize it in their movies and stuff, but the truth is, astral projection has been around for a long time. The brain's capabilities, since we're stunted at less than 20%, less than 15, I want to say. I think we're at, I don't even know. We're in low teens to single digits. I don't know. As a species. Well, see, there's all this other brain that's not being used for some reason. And then you start understanding physics, theoretical, particle, absolute, whatever physics you like, you know, the generals are the same. Yeah, another dog. And you understand what we're actually capable of as a species with our advanced brain. Dude, I'm talking about, well, since telepathy's there, you know, and it's real, since, you know, you don't tell anybody, you figure it out, and then you go and test it. Yeah. It makes things very difficult. Don't expect people to be happy once you can start hearing their thoughts, or they can hear yours. There's also another thing you got to worry about if you figure this out, and you're a thinker like me and not a listener, or a talker, or a responder. Just talk to yourself. You know, I'm used to thinking in my own mind my whole life, so yeah, getting thrown into that's like my worst nightmare, joining a telepathic communication network. Like, I know what you guys think about me, okay? I could already hear you guys without listening to your fucking voices. Something I didn't really like to talk about growing up. And I had it proven in my face a couple times. And see, there's these people, groups of people that have known about this for a long, long time. See, I don't even go out in the sun, you know, but I used to experiment with lasers when I was younger. It was just fascinating, you know. I was even dumb enough, you know, sometimes I looked at the laser directly in my eye. I suffered from migraines for a long time because of it. But I got this high-powered laser once, and see, I was testing it on myself, on my skin, and my skin started burning. You know, like, you get just rubbing one spot too much, you know, and that rug burn, or just out in the sun too much, or you get that flash from a fire burn, you know. Yeah, it burns you. Well, if you join the Telepathic Communication Network and they don't want you there, especially in your community, the members that are spying on everybody, stealing your ideas, or don't listen to them. Don't go anywhere. Okay? Don't listen to them telling you to go to this place, go to this city, you know, unless you really trust them. You know, because they'll send you somewhere so you can, because nobody wants to listen to a thinker. also have these weapons, these laser weapons. They don't do lobotomies anymore, you know. They don't do chemical lobotomies anymore either, because they're not as effective and can affect other parts of the brains. But there was this research and study of using lasers to damage your prefrontal cortex. Your thinking. This is how you guys think. Sorry, like your prefrontal cortex is your reasoning and your thinking and all that stuff. You know, you talking to yourself. Yeah, see, they experimented with it, and it was successful, but it wasn't really publicized. Why? Because if somebody gets on the telepathic communication network, you don't want them to know that every time they sleep at night, you know, especially when you figure out the possibilities of what your brain is capable of you doing as an individual, you know, you realize fantasy is possible in reality, you know. I don't know why we're going this sci-fi way, sci-fi fantasy maybe, like a little mixture, but we're going technology way instead of, you know, the capabilities of our brains. I'm talking about telekinesis, talking about magnetic manipulation of your surroundings, you know, animal communication, stuff like that, which is highly possible. There's actually a study of telepathic communication network, and it took an autistic person to convince the world that it was real. Oh, they didn't convince the world, they convinced the study. 100% success that it was real. And see, if you notice, a lot of autistic people have sensory stuff, but yet they can't communicate. They can't tell you that, hey, I can hear all your guys' thoughts, and you guys are mean to each other, because they're not nice on this telepathic communication network, guys. They're not going to be nice. They're going to get you to try to yourself, you know, or keep you so busy so that they can get as much work out of you as possible. Or they're going to try to tell you to go to school, because if you telepathically communicate with a whole bunch of people that have just got a higher education and they're not aware of it, well, now you have access to all their information that they've learned in all their lifetimes, especially if you're really good at it. But they will try to fry out your brain if you don't go by their rules, you know. And the notice will be is it just all of a sudden you'll get this burn on your head, and it's weird because I don't know, hot sensitive, you know, like you're out in the sun too long, but it's literally a round circle on your forehead. It's a laser circle. You know, that was the only side effect of the laser lobotomies that they experimented on 25 years ago, around there. You guys can look up the study, okay? It's out there. I'd give you references and stuff, but yeah, I wasn't prepared. I just wanted to tell you guys how to telepathically connect, and if you guys do it together, you know, like with somebody you trust, and you guys are both doing it, woo-wee, you make cheating at school a little bit easier. But just know, there are people in your schools, people in your communities, every community. I don't care if you have 100 people in your fucking community. There's at least one of them that's listening to everybody. They like to try to make themselves seem like they're God or Lucifer if they don't listen. You'll hear that a lot on freaking frequencies, buddy. That's what they like to call them, frequencies, telepathic communication frequencies, whatever. And if you're wondering how this is scientifically possible, see, the same crystals they use in our phones, our technology, to be able to, you know, for you to access the internet or make a phone call or send a video and text and stuff like that, they use crystals, certain types of quartz crystals and stuff like that. And they use them in their towers, they use them in your phone. What they don't tell you is that your brain already has these crystals. It has those same exact crystals spread out around your whole brain, especially around your communication cord. You know, but with all the damage that they've been doing to your pineal gland, which is where all of the crystals of your brain are the densest, protecting that, you know, and they've been calcifying our pineal glands for generations, you see. the cleaner you get your pineal gland, which turmeric, raw, unfiltered turmeric is a great pineal cleaner. Fasting, fast. Avoid water unless you have a heavy duty filtration system that can collect even liquid calcification chemicals, because they put calcification chemicals in your water because your brain absorbs the most water, and your pineal gland making so much of that pineal oil, which is good stuff, guys. It's what we're supposed to be at naturally. You see, and it cleans that. It cleans around the pineal, this stuff does. And the chemicals in the water, you know, like fluoride, worthless for your teeth, guys. Ain't doing crap for your teeth. But the one thing it really is good for is calcifying your pineal gland. You know, it doesn't make it so others can't hear you. It just makes it so you can't hear them. If somebody figured this out a long time ago. See, and there's even this dude a long time ago, you know. There's a whole story about him, you know, telling everybody how to heal themselves, how to, you know, all this stuff and everything, you know. And he went and told everybody everything he was learning from himself. You know, that's where the whole God is within you thing, because everybody is God and yet a part of God and not a singular God. Nobody's God as itself, but everybody is a God in itself. It's a conundrum, but it's the only truth there is. I guess if you use their godly stuff, don't expect your mothers to support this, see, because they spied on you your whole childhood. Women are more aware of this than others, you know, especially, I hate to say this, meth is a really good, it's pure, pure, uncut, unstuffed meth is the best thing to clear out your brain, because it eats all the fatty deposits that's holding all the toxins, and you sweat them all out. The best way to get any toxins is to sweat, puke, or shit them out. You know, poop them out. Those are the best ways. Scientific. Yeah, I know I look like crap because, hey, see this? Yeah, it's crazy, you know. It's in the one spot, like, that goes directly in the center of my two spots, and it actually angles, and if you did a diagram and stuff, it would hit your pineal gland, which would cause damage to your pineal gland after working its way through your brain cortex. Yeah. But don't worry. As long as you're aware and you never give up hope, you can just keep healing yourself. Because, you know, that stuff that one dude that tried to tell everybody that the human body and brain it can do amazing things if you just believe and connect to everything. I'm not Christian. I don't like those guys. Christians are the ones that crucified the dude trying to tell everybody about all these awesome gifts and powers that everybody has. You guys want to know who nailed him to the cross? It was the church. And they use that image to find anybody else that wants to be like him and mimics him and follows that path. And then they figure out, you know, how to heal themselves. They figure out that there's a telepathic communication network going on. And they keep it secret. You guys want to know the real Antichrist, the one they tell you to warn about? It's the church. But have fun. And just remember, see, some of these people know this, and they're confessing all your sins. All your sins to these people. And they're telling everybody they're connected to. Everybody in the church. But See, they're not, I can't all put it on only Christians. See, all religions know about this. Because the thing is, they don't want you to connect and realize that there is a cannibal ring controlling the whole world. Cannibals, yeah. It's crazy, you see. And guess what their favorite food is? Christ. Jesus Christ. All the people that figure out how to heal themselves, figure out that flowers are medicine, figure out how to filter their water. See, it's in every single religion. They're super clean. They're delicious people, man. That's how they feel. Don't get me wrong, okay? As a whole, as a spiritual and other practice, I don't look down on cannibalism, okay? There's so many varieties of it. There used to be a form of cannibalism that was from father to son. You know, when the father passed, the son consumed father's flesh and lived, you know, whatever. All that stuff. Or if they didn't have any kids, as in some tribes, you know, an elder that, let's say, devoted his life to nature and knowledge, when he passed on, he would literally feed himself to the whole tribe. But that's not what's going on in modern day, as we all know, because of Epstein. They're eating your kids. I don't have any kids. I'm not having any kids. Why the hell would I freaking resupply a freaking stock for a bunch of cannibals that don't even care about me? You know? And then there's some that are eating your homeless. Those are Christians, guys, by the way, just to let you know. Give me your tired, give me your poor, and give me your whatever, you know. Yeah. It's a homeless person, someone who's tired of participating and adding to a community and society that really isn't good for anybody. And they're tired and stuff, and you know, they don't like to be watched while they're sleeping, so they go find dark places to sleep. They're perfect prey. And they're like, oh, we gave them so many chances, we fed them, we gave them clothes, and we helped them. Yeah, you're fattening them up. You know, and yeah, some of them, they understand what's going on, you know, and they're like, hey, get you off the street, get your working, dude, come on, hey, you know. There's always chances, you know. It's not a totally bullcrap system, but it's true. It's happening. How do I know? I survived it. I listened to the voices. I went to where they were telling me. With suspicion. See, I had some suspicions before this, for years before this, but I didn't have any proof. And I wasn't gonna, you know, talk about my suspicions, not even with anybody, and them try to call me crazy and throw me in a psych ward for schizophrenia. You see, actually no, I had somebody rat them all out when I was a really small kid. The earth ratted out everybody. I'm sorry, guys. If you want to know the truth, yeah, because there's people that are watching me around my area that are also watching everything I post. And they don't want me talking about this. First off, yes, I am a very depressed person. Yes, I do have suicidal, self-harm tendencies. No, I will never commit suicide, guys. I'm sorry. It's never gonna happen. I think that's one group, you know, they only eat people that have killed themselves, you know. I don't you know. But yeah. See, don't trust your moms. They know what's going on. They're raising you to be slaughtered. You know, don't trust your dads. They could be clones. And if you don't think cloning is possible, you should take a walk around the whole United States. And I need you to focus on the features, the detailed features of everybody you meet. And if you do this consciously and with awareness, when you meet somebody new in a different area with the same face, watch their eyes. They recognize you. Yeah, see, certain individuals don't trust other individuals, so they'll just clone. Hey, if one person is good at a job, just clone them and send them everywhere. You know, it's that easy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, oh, this dude's crazy. This dude's crazy. Obviously, you're not that well read on your science, and you're not that well read on your spirituality, and you're not that well read on reality, nature. People can love you or tell themselves that they love you, and they'll sit there and slowly poison you. They'll sit there at night with a laser and fry out your brain, your prefrontal cortex. And they'll hope you don't notice, because if they can get it quick enough before you notice, you'll forget how to heal yourself. You'll forget the feeling of the flow of energy through your body, your meridians. This is science stuff, okay? Spirituality and science when the world used to not be such a big ass fucking liar. Your meridian lines, which, hey, if you notice where your meridian lines are, and then you match up those spots with how this dude was slaughtered by everybody, it would cut off his flow of energy if you damage those areas. Yeah, you can repair them if you keep the knowledge, but it dampers your effect. And see, then there's some other people that were real smart scientifically. See, they started noticing that little babies that were born and they didn't have their umbilical cord removed. You know, they didn't have it cut right away. They waited for the placenta to drop out, and then they let it fall off naturally after all the placenta fluids were given to the baby. That means, you know, the baby absorbed everything. The last thing developing is your brain. Your brain is the last thing to be developing in your body. And if you cut those last few nutrients, you're stunting your brain. So, how do you create a civilization of slaves that are also your cattle, and have them all be happy? Because, hey, happiness affects your food. Have them not think so much, you know, and yet still be content to have problems to solve. You're looking at it. Welcome to America. This is how you do it. You stunt them for generations. Come on, guys. Anybody within my generational age group, I'm sorry to say, if you have kids and you're starting to read their history in their math, they're changing it. It's not the same history we were taught. So what happens if the history we were taught is all fake and we're all just cattle? Oh, except, you know, maybe there was, you know, people starting to get a little bit hot on their cannibal. We need a fall guy. Epstein. Hey, guess what? Everybody knows that cannibals are real, and they're stealing your kids, and they're also collecting all your tax dollars, and they're also chilling with all your government representatives. And all of them are mentioning the key words of eating people. What do? Well, I already seen the result. You all go back to work and you keep giving them the same materials that they need, hiring people, and doing stuff so they can keep slaughtering your kids and you, and they can keep feeding. But hey, remember, hold a conversation with somebody. Mimic in your mind with your thoughts as they're talking, exactly as they're talking, as they're saying it. Repeat their words, word for word, verbatim, which means exactly. Verbatim is exactly. I have a feeling people who watching this craziness is going to be like, what? But yeah, do it with somebody you trust. Oh yeah, here's the thing though. Once you're on that network, you're also, you open that part of your brain and you connect to people even you weren't, even though you've never met them or you've never looked them in the eyes. Oh yeah, eye contact is a very important thing too. Yeah, and if it doesn't work right, just keep going. Keep practicing it. Make sure it's the same people. And try to control it. Because when you get on that telepathic communication network and you continue mimicking people in your head, they don't like that. They get annoyed. And this is real stuff, guys. This is the hidden knowledge. These are the gatekeeping knowledge that they're really hiding behind all the other little stuff. Maybe not on the flat earth and round earth thing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really care. I'm slowly having my brain fried out when I sleep at night, so I really don't care. And if you're like, oh yeah, this dude's crazy, man. You know what? People were calling me crazy when I was like, hey, there's people that are breaking into my house while I'm sleeping, Because at the time, hey, I was getting high. I'll admit it. I was getting high, really high. I'm talking about meth. And see, I never slept. But I did sleep during the day, and I usually slept outside because I worked overnight. I slept every day, guys. Okay, I wasn't that bad. I got high, but I could smoke. I could smoke a G with you and go to bed. I've done it before. I'm gonna go take a nap, guys. I got other stuff I'm doing that I have been doing since I was a kid. I don't really care. We're running out of time here, so my plans are already set in motion, and people around me have already proven beyond any reasonable doubt that they are going to stick to their story. They're going to stick to their guns. They're going to let fear control them, and they'd rather put up with my annoyingness because I think all the time. I'm a thinker. I wouldn't mimic me, guys. I'll drive you nuts, and then you'll try to hunt me down, which is exactly what people don't want you to do with me. Just to let you know. Oh yeah, reincarnation here is real. It's the only possible way that you could have an enclosed ecosystem of life. You need reincarnation of energy that expands, grows, and transfers. And Einstein was able to prove that with his energy can't be destroyed nor created, only transformed and transferred. And there's the third one, which he didn't really put in. It can be grown. Energy can be grown. You're not adding to it. You're taking and growing the same portion of energy so that it's stronger. And that's one thing he left out. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my crazy talk. I hope enough people do this in their small communities to start something. Because I'm at war in the state that my mom thinking me promised everything was gonna change and everything, and she sold me to the freaking corrupt shit, to the corrupt system. And the only times I needed her to have my back, she chose other people's kids because they had money and they had position and power. And even though she raised me right, to not let anybody think they're better than me or worse, and not let me make sure I don't think I'm better or worse than anybody else. She raised me right on that. She showed with her actions that she does not really believe that. Because I got locked up all the time, and my bullies that jumped me. Well, at the time, I didn't realize it, but it would have been verbal sexual assault from the stuff they said to me, the harassment. And I was the only one getting kicked out of school. I was the only one getting locked up. Ooh, I'm not happy with one of my dogs. She keeps nipping at the mouth of my other dog. Sorry. But yeah, she's showing me that she's scared of life, so I don't care. Oh yeah, another one quick too. See, reality is existed just out of manifestation alone. And if you think this is unique, come on, there's trillions of lights out there, stars. Some of them we can't even see unless we have telescopes in that blackness of everything. So, other dimensions, well, they are definitely real, especially when you realize astral projection is real. You're in another form, in another dimension on this plane of reality. And astral projection is really real. CIA's top way to be able to spy on people. See, and they have people that are in the DEA, they have people that are in drugs, they spread around. See, they also have people, that top people in all your gangs, they're either CIA or they're handled by the CIA. I'm telling you, you don't get that strong unless they want you there, guys. Come on, yeah. For the paranoid people, you should know this by now. And if you're really like, this dude's crazy about that telepathic communication thing, you see, I can prove it scientifically. Just like there's a way to be able to scan a signal of one phone to another by understanding that, all that. There's a way to scan when people are connecting telepathically. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was recruited, but my recruiter broke my heart. And I left only to get my knowledge and evidence. See, I got a bunch of people on camera. Like, see, I was on the second story floor. I had deadbolt, everything, boom, 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 with a chain link lock on my door in an apartment. And I had this camera set up underneath my door. So my door is closed in my bedroom, but my camera could see underneath and could see my front door. And see, I'm going and looking at that footage one day, and man, see, I was just watching the door, and that door didn't open, none of the locks open, but out of the corner, this face pops up, like look at the phone, all of a sudden, and I saved that video. Just like my mom tried to tell me that it's crazy that no one's hiding underneath your trailer and spying on you, Lee. No one's doing that. Well, see, I don't trust my mom. She lied to me my whole life. I don't trust her no more. If she was trying to poison and killing me, I'd let her. Because I have a feeling that it would backfire on those that she truly loved. But see, she started calling me crazy. She said, you need to get some sleep. You need to lay off the drugs, Lee. You need to do all this, Lee. You need to Oh, that's crazy. That's not real, Lee. No one's breaking into your house while you're sleeping, Lee. No one's hiding underneath your trailer. No. You might need to go to a psych ward. So I set up cameras. Lo and behold, somebody hiding underneath my trailer, listening to me. Yep. Yeah, because see, when you talk to yourself too, I think that might have something to do with the activation, guys. You might have to talk to yourself, and listen to what you're saying. Mimic your own voice in your own mind. I think that might have something to do with it too. I don't know. I didn't really notice anything until I started mimicking other people's voices. Oh yeah, and anybody mimicking your voice, anybody that connected to you without your knowledge before that, and you mimic them, or you start talking to yourself like that, well, now you're connected to all the people that were spying on you. That could be your friends, that could be your family. See it? Yeah. And there are people that have talked about this before. You know, hey, they got driven to the street homeless. Oh, and then they give them lithium. See, lithium is known to rot your prefrontal cortex. It's actually what they wanted to use for the chemical lobotomy, you know, medication lobotomy. And it works. It's slow, but it works. Oh boy. It really does. It will eat through some stuff in your brain, Goey. Just hang on. Remember, you can heal yourself. You can heal all that stuff. Yeah, you can. Don't worry about it. You can heal yourself. Yeah, remember that dude that told everybody the ability to heal yourself is within yourself? Hey, it's in there, guys. Remember that. That dude, he was real. But don't expect the church to have your back. Because they've known about stuff for a long time. And they have enough influence and power. And, you know, according to American history, the closest thing to, you know, to Jesus in the last 150 years was all those Native Americans that were trying to teach everybody coming off these ships. And they realized that these were all just thrown away trash. People that were expected to die on the ocean. The first settlers, they were criminals. They were the unwanted of every kingdom. And they realized that. And they tried to tell all these people, they tried to teach them once they could communicate. And they taught them certain stuff, you know, a lot of stuff. Let's say, geez, I'll teach you guys what you need to do. I don't want to have to sit here and heal you guys. I want to sit here and enjoy my life, even if I'm sitting like a bum drinking wine by myself. I'll tell you guys how to do it. You just got to believe, you know. Yeah. So you guys already, you know, the second coming that you guys were waiting for, it already happened, and you guys slaughtered them. And now, see, they have their secrets too. It's gotten so bad to the point that I had so much respect for natives because of their culture and beliefs and their teachings and everything relied more on truth. And just to find out in the end, when it comes to secrets that they can hold power and control over others, they're white, they're colonizers. I'm sorry, it hurt, it broke my heart. That broke my heart last time. They're just like them. They're scared. I don't blame them though. But now they're on the whole thing of like this is our land. You guys stole from us and shit. Yeah, okay, I get it. If you're thinking like a white person. I'm sorry that their colonization and indoctrination was successful, because I hear that from more natives than I do anybody. This is our land. No, the land belongs to its fucking self, and you guys know it. The land was never going to let any of you guys die. Not truly. It was always going to bring you back with upgrades and new bodies. What can I say? The earth is a living being. Every tree, every mycelium, mushroom, every flower, every rock is living. It's living. It's alive. Not in the biological meat suit concept of this or the transferring of fluids. I'm talking about there's sentience in its connection to everything else. Like a rock is connected to the trees. The dirt is connected to the trees. It is alive with them. And these are the truth. The earth belongs to itself. But one thing that they don't like you to know is this isn't the only plane of reality, guys. You know? It's not. You know, and even on the astral side of Earth, as we call it, you know, it's still part of this realm. It's a different dimension of this realm, if you want to say. It's the astral dimension. See, but there's also other realms. You know, they're all out there. And once you're in an astral form, and you're not limited by the damage that people have been doing to our physical bodies over generation and generation and generation, you know, because we've been getting limited, you know, then we'd be able to travel physically like that. It would be possible. Some people are doing it. But there's hope. You can always pop over somewhere else in the astral. Nothing can stop you. Only your limiting beliefs that you can be stopped will stop you. I'm out. I'm done with Earth. Both sides. I'm done with my family. I know what's coming for all of them. I know why I was sent here and everybody flunked. Oh yeah. And if you really want to know what foresight is, it's so much astral energy built from your existence of being. You know, it doesn't matter where you come from or whatever, just your existence of your consciousness being gives you your astral energy. People can siphon it and steal it and take it and stuff, but in the end, as long as you have reasonable control of your consciousness and you have the knowledge and understanding of reality, the truth of everything, then you know that that's only while I'm in this body. You guys got me trapped. Hey, you gotta be trapped for a long time. When I'm out of this body, everything like that comes back to me. And I'm gonna take everything of mine and I'm dipping. You guys are on your own. Because I can't watch what's gonna happen next. Well, yeah, back to that foresight. See, if once you build up enough astral energy over lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, you know, like when you dream like you've been doing something for days and days and stuff, and you wake up, you know, and it's barely been like 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, see. Foresight is taking every possible scenario. Don't worry about the details. Just go through the generals of your interactions with people. And you go through every possible action and reaction of yourself and them. And you do it over and over. And over 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 and over. And if you're real smart, you'll block most of it. It's a lot of information to go through and remember. So, and you'll just give yourself glimpses. Because, hey, there are people that are spying on you. So if you're consciously thinking of all the scenarios that you've gone through while you were sleeping and you're consciously aware of them, boom, people can affect that. You know, which you can factor that into your simulation. You know, that's all you gotta do. Factor that into your simulation. That's all you gotta do. But you gotta take every single possible reaction of another person in mind, and you gotta realize, even those you love and that claim to love you more than anything, they'll lie to you. They'll trust others over you. Like my mom trusted the system. And then she went and trusted other people about my life for my decisions. Yeah, that sucked. And now I gotta sit here and stay awake at night. And I'm not on drugs, people, okay? I've been sober for a while. I smoke weed once in a while. I mean, I'm not paranoid. I don't care. I've been able to scientifically prove this. I got people on camera that I've caught I've caught astral on my infrared and stuff like that. And I save the videos to private stuff that, you know, whatever. Nobody knows about, and even I keep the information from my own mind, because the mind is a beautiful and dangerous thing. Yeah, more fun. As a country, as America, as a world, actually, because, you know, I've been watching this dude on TikTok a while ago. I deleted TikTok. It's a waste of my time and boring. I'm sorry, it got boring. This guy talking about it. He's like, yeah, this whole cannibal thing going on in the United States. Like, yeah, you know, us as China, we already went through this stuff, you know. And yeah, you know, we decided it wasn't a good thing and all this. It's not really. He's really smooth, and I liked his voice. Okay, that's not how his voice sounded. He's a really good dude. I liked his other stuff. Even though he's still matriarchy, patriarchy, bullcrap, giving power over to whatever, doesn't matter, instead of collaboration, cooperation, and equalization. You seem like a really good dude otherwise. Bunch of tattoos, I love him. Rock on, dude. But it doesn't realize that cannibalism is still going on in China. It's going on everywhere around the world. It's going on in the UK. It's going on in Africa. It's going on in Australia. It's going on in Russia. Everywhere that you have smart, elite people that, you know, they seem to live a little bit longer and healthier lives than everybody else, you know. Putin. I'm sorry, dude. You age way too slow. I call you out on it. I hope you're practicing it the right way, and it's volunteerization. It's better for you anyways, you know. People so committed to somebody, they're like, hey, when I die, you can't. I don't care. You can eat me, you know. Or people that are just like, I don't care. I'm done with life. Just please, like, you can, you know, you can have my body when after I'm done with whatever. You know, it's people like that. There's people that are willing to offer you themselves, you know. But then again, you got everybody else, you know, the average people watching this. You know, someone like, yeah, hey, my name's Timmy and I'm a cannibal. You guys are gonna be scared. You're gonna be like, oh my God, this dude's gonna hunt us and kill it. You're gonna attack them before he even finishes, rather than like, hey, you know, I'm a cannibal, but I only eat people that are willing to give parts of themselves to me, you know. And we have a whole system like set up, like, hey, you know, like, I really liked you. I get you're a cannibal and stuff, you know. When I pass on, dude, go for it, buddy. My brain, my heart, whatever, you know, take it. That type, I agree with. Hey, but you gotta get people that are ignorant and, you know, people fight over the stupidest thing. Like, come on. Oh, he's black and he's white. Oh, let's fight about it. Are you fucking retarded? For reals. The stupidest stuff we fight over. Oh my God, I'm native, or I'm white, or I'm black, I'm Asian. Okay, you guys are all human beings. Oh, good for you. Oh, you like to describe yourself by your colors and separation instead of coming together as a humanization population of an ecosystem. Oh, yeah, good for you. Yeah. But see, there's hope. There's hope for you people that are just like, oh, scared of cannibals. Oh, no. You see, cannibalism has become outright ridiculous. You see, and just like, you know, we've noticed through the evolutionary chain of everything that we've been able to study about our own ecosystem, our own past, everything like that, the evolutionary process. When a predator got way too out of control, another predator evolves, and, well, you know, hey, they start eating that predator. You know, or you'll get an outlandishly big herbivore, you know, because predators obviously eat the predators, they're carnivores. So you'll get an outrageously strong herbivore, that none of the predators can kill, you know? And all of a sudden they start equalizing stuff because they're something in their instinct, in their evolutionary process. The Earth was like, hey, you need to start taking these guys down a peg. They're getting a little bit too big for their britches. And every time that process has failed in our biosphere, our biosystem, every time the predator and the prey die off, and it has to restart. So let's say like a super cannibal, a cannibal that ate cannibals, or whatever like that, or a freaking super prey, something that looks like their prey, but they can't eat, type of stuff, Just wait for them to, come along, or else us as a species, we're gonna get nearly wiped out. But see, if we were just open about this and honest, you would realize everybody eats. We can feed everybody. There's enough food for everybody. Enough willing food. Even for cannibals. I know, you're like, this dude's sick. But I'm sorry to say, there are crazy people out there. Crazy people that would be like, dude, you're starving, man. What's going on? It's like, dude, I have my ecosystem, my biosystem or whatever in my body. It's really reliant on eating people and stuff, but I don't want to hurt anybody like that. You don't think there's gonna be some person that be like, dude, you're screw it, man. Hey, I'm dying. I'm gonna be dead in a couple weeks or a couple months, man. You go ahead. Once I'm gone, just you stock up, you save some, you take care of yourself. You're damn right, there are people out there like that. But you can't come to these solutions of these problems unless you're willing to do those solutions. Hey, I look at my mom. She bitches about stuff all the time. I give her solutions. She never does it. My brother or my sister or my other brother come in. Hey, they come in and they're like, they say the exact same thing. I watch her do it. She doesn't like me. I think my dad broke her heart, and now she doesn't realize I'm not my dad, I'm her. I am. I'm the person that she wanted to be before she got so scared. I'm not my dad. I do have a lot of my dad. I have a lot of his gifts. But my dad got born somewhere else. From what I heard, he's dead. He got reborn somewhere else. I'm not his upgraded version. I am the upgraded male version of my mom's family. And I'm somebody that can bring a lot of people back. Because when you understand this in life, genetics and stuff enough, you realize we all come back. We're all reborn. Boom. Same genetics, whatever, which just upgrades. Upgraded genetics, but it's the same frequency of your thought process, consciousness, and your genetic profile. It sucks. Sometimes it takes a long time to bring somebody back. Like imagine, imagine it taking every single race over generations to bring one race back. that was wiped out. Let's say that race that started it all everywhere, they all look the same everywhere, you know, same, pretty much same, different, you know, everybody likes different, but you know, the same color or whatever. And then one group was in a place where there's a whole bunch of sun. One group was in a place where there's a whole bunch of cold and not that much sun. What do you think would happen to develop naturally? You would lose the original race. So how do you bring that original race back? It takes a whole lot of love, baby. A whole lot of love. You know, it really does. Because you need a whole lot of people to get along in one place. And the first one is expected to bring everybody back here. I don't. I'm out of this plane. When I'm done, I'll probably do a quick say peace out. I love y'all. This is my family, even though I tell them I hate them right now because shit going down. Because it's easier to tell people you hate them when you're going to leave. And I'm leaving. I'm done with this universe, this reality. I'm going somewhere where real magic is not restricted. Where, you know, where I can, I don't need a family. You know, so that when I do wake up to the fact that everybody and everything in that place is my family, I won't have such a jaded opinion of family. You know? Yeah, shut up. So, that's alright. I know people don't care about all this stuff. Whatever. Yeah. Another reason why they hate me. Because when you can recognize the voices, even though they're mimicking other people's voices so that you can't tell who it is, they really hate you and they try to confuse you. And so you sit there and confuse them and you piss off other people that are connected to them, even if they're connected to you too. Because when you tell people in your family to fucking stay out of it, don't pay the money and leave it alone, and you try to tell them years beforehand to get out of a state, and now they're part of the very people that, yep, it makes it difficult. Can't go back now, right? Can't stop what's already started. I can't, you know, can't go back and run away from my family as fast as I can. So that love didn't develop. I can't take back all the years where I lied and defended them just to have them lie about me, but not in a good way. Not to have them set me up. Yeah. Not have people fuck with me.